What's up, guys? So today we have a ton of exciting news to go over. We'll be taking our first good look at Mysterio, another new character coming to the game, and we'll be breaking down the kits for Shocker, Rhino, and Vulture. We'll also get our first look at some Sinister 6 gameplay, so let's get right into it. First things first, let's take a look at Mysterio. As with the other Sinister 6 characters, I think they've done a great job of being true to the character's classic comic appearance, while blending in some familiar elements from the MCU. If you're a fan of this character, I can't see you being disappointed. We're also going to take a look at his animations. Alright, so Mysterio looks awesome, but we've seen Mysterio. So now let's break down his team's kits. Keep in mind, all the stats you're about to see are for these characters at 6 gold stars and 1 red star with gear tier 12. So the speed stat doesn't change with stars or gear, but just about everything else does, so I just want to give you some context for these numbers real quick. So at 6 gold stars, 1 red star, and gear tier 12, the characters with the highest health are sitting around 129,000. Characters with the lowest health are around 52,000. The characters with the highest damage are around 11,000, while the lowest damage is around 4,400. An average amount of focus and resistance at that level is about 1,300 each, and mid-range armor for that level of power is around 3,800. We're not going to worry about dodge chance, block amount, critical chance, any of that. Also, none of this includes Stark Tech. Alright, so starting us off is Shocker. You can see his tags list him as Villain, City, Tech, Blaster, Spider-Verse, Sinister 6. So that means it's time to stash away some laser torches. Looking at his stats, you can see he has 55,570 health, which is definitely on the low side, and 6,784 damage, which is a bit below average, but this is common for characters that do a lot of splash damage. His armor is a good bit above average, though his focus is quite low, and his resistance is slightly below average. His speed is 113, which makes him the same speed as Mordo and Vision. Now, let's check out his abilities. Shocker's basic is Concussion Bolt. At level 7, attack primary target for 280% piercing, on target dodge, apply Assist Now to a random Sinister 6 ally. So the piercing damage is a nice touch, and this is clearly aimed at specific city heroes, namely Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Daredevil. However, remember that it's entirely possible for the target to dodge the assist as well. Shocker's special is Sonic Dissonance. At level 7, generate 1 ability energy for self, apply offense up to self for 2 turns, apply offense up to all Sinister 6 allies, change speed bar by 80%. So this ability costs 5 energy and starts full. So using this ability on turn 1 actually wastes energy towards his ultimate, as he gets his ultimate second turn anyway, but it's worth it for the offense ups. Gaining 80% speed bar means he gets to ult just about right after anyway. I love an ability that makes up for dealing no damage by compensating with heavy speed bar gain, and the way this plays out, this will offense up right before Rhino's special or ult, both of which deal heavy damage, as well as right before Vulture's ult, which also deals a good amount of damage, and then Shocker will be able to use his own ult almost immediately after, which, as you probably guessed, deals a good amount of damage. So this ability is a huge part of their combo. Shocker's ultimate is Subsonic Blast. At level 7, attack primary and all adjacent targets for 120% piercing. Repeat attack using a new primary target randomly chosen from the previous secondary targets. Repeat attack a 3rd time using a new primary target randomly chosen from the previous secondary targets. This ability costs 6 energy and starts with 5. So this ability reminds me a lot of Green Goblin's ult. It's pretty random, but it's going to put out a significant amount of damage, and if you use it with only 2 to 3 remaining enemies, it will be absolutely devastating. Especially when it will typically be used with offense up. That's not to mention Shocker's passive, which we're going to look at now. So Shocker's passive is Vibro Shock. At level 5, gain 20% armor, gain 5% armor per Sinister 6 ally, gain 20% damage, gain 5% damage per city hero enemy. So I really like this passive. It further improves his already strong armor stat to help account for his low health, and it gives him a significant amount of damage. I also like that he stands to gain 25% damage against a full City Hero squad, which is more than 4 red stars worth of improvement. Next up is Rhino. You can see his tags list him as Villain, City, Bio, Protector, Spider-Verse, and Sinister 6. So that means it's time to stash away some phosphates. So looking at his stats, you can see he has 85,208 health, which is around average, but his passive improves this considerably, so don't worry. He has 7,132 damage, which is just below average, but this is common for tank characters. He's also extra effective when damaging city heroes. So his armor is a good bit above average, though his focus is absolutely pitiful, though he doesn't use focus for anything, and his resistance is a good bit above average, which is a nice quality to have for a tank. So far his stats are very standard for a tank. His speed is 90, which makes him fairly quick for a tank, though still slower than most, putting him at the same speed as Ronan. Now, let's check out his abilities. Rhino's basic is Pummel. At level 7, attack primary target for 290% damage. This is a standard basic if I've ever seen one. Simple and underwhelming. Rhino's special is Furious Charge. At level 7, gain Taunt, clear 1 negative effect from self and each adjacent ally, attack primary and all adjacent targets for 350% damage. This attack cannot be blocked. And this ability costs 4 energy and starts full. So I like that his charge is unblockable, and I think it's interesting that he gains Taunt on an ability that also deals damage, which is a nice touch. The Cleanse doesn't hurt either, though it's only 1 negative effect. If at this point you were thinking, wait, that's his charge? I expected more. Take a look at this. So Rhino's ultimate is Stampede. At level 7, attack primary and all adjacent targets for 380% damage. This attack gains 20% damage per city hero enemy. This ability costs 5 energy and starts full. So I like the flexibility here. You can taunt on turn 1 if you want, but since you've just been given offense up from Shocker, you can also ult on turn 1 for some serious devastation. Against a full city hero squad, you're looking at an offensed up 480% splash damage attack on turn 1. Not too shabby. Finally, Rhino's passive is Rhino Hide. At level 5, on spawn, gain Counter. Gain 25% max health per Sinister 6 ally. On blind, change speed bar by 100%. On blind, clear 1 negative effect from self and each ally. So the counter stack on spawn is some nice free damage, but the additional 100% max health that Rhino can gain from being on a full Sinister 6 squad is massive. That makes Rhino a very beefy boy. However, there's another interesting detail here. Rhino gains full speed bar when blinded and instantly removes a debuff from himself and his teammates. This makes him an incredible counter to Magneto. Now, seeing as none of the Brotherhood are city heroes, I'm not quite convinced that the Sinister 6 will outright beat the Brotherhood, but I do think that Rhino opens up a ton of possibilities for teams without legendary characters to stand against Brotherhood teams much more comfortably. I also really like that he will remove Magneto's blinds from any teammates, not just Sinister 6 teammates. And finally, let's take a look at Vulture. So Vulture is definitely my favorite of the kits we're seeing today. You can see his tags list him as Villain, City, Tech, Brawler, Spider-Verse, and Sinister 6. So that means it's time to stash away even more laser torches. Looking at his stats, you can see he has 52,483 health, which is certainly on the low side, as well as 5,900 damage, which is also really low. With the right team comp, he will be able to hit for some massive damage with his basic, but he's definitely more about utility than outright damage. His armor is also below average, as is his resistance, though his focus is a bit above average, which complements his kit. His speed is 127, which means he's incredibly fast. He's the same speed as Captain Marvel and one of the top 5 fastest characters in the game, and this also complements his kit really nicely. So let's check out his abilities. So Vulture's basic is Liftoff. At level 7, attack primary target for 250% damage, plus 40% additional damage per negative effect. So while the base damage of this ability is pretty underwhelming, when paired with debuff-heavy allies like Venom and Carnage, I believe this has the potential to be the hardest hitting basic in the game. That said, Vulture's useful for much more than his basic attack, so I wouldn't really recommend building a team around that. Vulture's special is Fight and Flight. At level 7, attack primary and all adjacent targets for 300% and apply slow. If target is a city hero, apply offense down for 2 turns. So this ability costs 4 energy and starts full. Slowing a cluster of characters on turn 1 is nice, and applying a 2-turn offense down to a character before they even take their first turn is also nice, but as you'll see, Vulture's passive really complements this ability against City Heroes, allowing him to land the slow on turn 1 while all of his enemies are still at very low speed bar, which can be absolutely game-changing. Vulture's ultimate is Supersonic. At level 7, attack all enemies for 320% damage and change speed bar by 25%. This ability costs 6 energy and starts at 5. So landing an ability that hits all targets is nice. Landing an ability that rewinds everyone's speed bar is very nice. Also remember, on a Sinister 6 team, this will mean Vulture has offense up from Shocker. Being as fast as he is, hitting City Heroes with an early slow and then further rewinding their speed bar makes for some total domination. And finally, Vulture's passive is Scavenger. At level 5, on spawn, fill 10% speed bar. Fill 10% speed bar per City Hero enemy. So this really seals the deal. The 10% speed bar he gains naturally makes him even faster than characters like Captain Marvel by default, but being able to gain another 50% speed bar against a City Hero squad allows him to land his turn 1 special to slow his enemies really early. He then takes advantage of this by being able to use his ultimate on the following turn to rewind their speed bar by 25%, which against City Heroes means most of them will still be slowed and waiting to take their first turn, so it's absolutely brutal. So, as you may have seen from the footage in the background, this team is indeed quite formidable. They seem to be more than a match for those pesky defenders, and they even managed to take out a Fury Shield team with Venom on their side, who doesn't even have the Sinister 6 tag. So I can't wait to see what they can manage once Mysterio joins the team. We don't know what his kit looks like yet, but I will of course keep an eye out and keep you guys posted. For those of you that don't know, I stream Marvel Strike Force every single day at 1 PM Pacific time over at twitch.tv/Khasino. Also, anyone is welcome to join my Discord server, which is discord.gg/Khasino. We've got blitz predictions, infographics, data mines, videos, live Q&A, and more. And you'll also see me hanging out on there if you just want to say what's up. Otherwise, that's all the news I've got for you right now, but I'm really looking forward to having a team that can smash the defenders, both for Blitz and for Alliance War. But now I want to hear from you guys. Which of these characters are you most excited for now that you've seen their kits? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys real soon. Peace!